Happy first day of class and welcome to Functions and Modeling. This is going to be a help video. This is one of my course sections. It's a 16-week section, which is why the calendar goes through week 16. It's actually 17 weeks, but I don't count the Thanksgiving week where we're closed, right? And you will see that on the calendar there are assignments, right? These assignments right here, right, are ones that are Moodle assignments. The ones that aren't Moodle assignments have this MML link after it. That is the website for the textbook, okay? So you can see that for this class, the first assignment is due on Tuesday, right? And then Thursday they have some. If it's an 8-week class, you'll have more assignments to do because it's you have the same amount of work to do in half the time. And we have tests here in Moodle, and we have quizzes here in my math lab, but we also have quizzes in Moodle. Where's my Moodle quiz? Oh, right there. Okay. There's a reason that there's a quiz in Moodle. That's because the my math lab quizzes didn't help prepare students well enough for the test, and so I made Moodle quizzes that were a little more closely aligned. And this is an online class, which means that for this course, I don't know if this is going to continue with future sections, but I'm trying it out this semester. We have a forum discussion. These are also forums, right? For forums, let me show you this. Right? You'll watch a video and you'll have questions, and then you'll post answers to those and reply to other students, right? These are called growth mindset activities forums, right? The other ones are discussion forums about the lessons that we've been learning in my math lab and Moodle, right? And this is about you checking with a group of classmates that I'm going to assign if I do these for this semester, and talking to each other and getting help and just making sure that you're all on the same page and up to speed with what you need to know, right? Okay. So this looks like a lot, right? Some students don't like that I have so many due dates, but I have a really, really, really wonderful thing you can do to fix that. Say that you want to make Friday your due date, right? Well, the first week you're going to have to do it when I tell you to. Actually, you don't, because I have a little forgiveness for like late work in Moodle. I like to give up to a week before you turn them in. Right? So let's say you use that, right? So here you're going to do this stuff on Friday. Here's what you do to make Friday your due date. You also do all the other assignments in the next week before that Friday. So for the first Friday, you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 assignments right there, right? And then for the next Friday, you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 assignments, right? And so you just get all your work done early, right? And you can organize your due dates however you want them, as long as you make it early, okay? Cool. Don't procrastinate. One thing that I like to tell my students is that the due date does not mean that that has to be the due date, right? This is the last day that you can do it. Why not make this today, right? Make that today and you'll become a better student, better person, better adult, just better if you don't put things off. And this is coming from a person that has often struggled with putting things off before, right? So I'm not saying it as someone who doesn't procrastinate himself. I'm saying it as someone who understands. Okay. Okay. So let's look at the two sidebars. These are all your assignments, right? I think all of these, well, not the videos. Everything except for the videos is also on the calendar, right? All the work you have to do in Moodle, right? You can also, instead of the sidebar, if you don't like that, you can scroll down and they have folders for it, right? So week 1 and week 2, you just open that folder and you see the objectives for the thing. You see the video, and there's that first lesson. There's that growth mindset lesson. Here is a summary of skills that you're going to be learning in our companion website called Desmos. Okay? All that good stuff. Right? This is how you send me an email. And when you send me an email, let me show you something really cool. You can use the snipping tool, and there's also keystrokes you can use if you have a Mac or an Apple product. And you can actually copy sections of the screen and paste them into your email, right? Let me tell you that if you want to be a professional and you want to be shown respect, do little things like this. Do not take a picture with your camera with that low resolution, cruddy looking thing that's hard to read. Learn how to do screen captures. And when you do, if you're having trouble, you can send me a picture of the question. You can explain to me what you tried to do, right? Maybe you could also go over to Desmos, right? Send me a picture of that graph that you used, right? All right. Maybe you want to show me what you typed in here. And you want to show me the points you clicked on. Like that. Let's do that. You can send me a real nice picture and then explain, hey, here's what I used to try to solve it. I put this as my first answer, right? And you can show me so much when you send pictures, right? One of the biggest wastes of time that students engage in is they send me emails saying, I can't do problem number 5, right? Okay, that doesn't tell me anything other than you can't do problem number 5. Why can't you do it? What was it that you had trouble with? What did you try to do? In order to help, I need to know what's going on. So using these pictures is a great way to do that. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the course home. So I have this calendar and I have these Moodle lessons. The Moodle lessons, one thing to note is that you have to finish all the way through the last question, right? And here's an annoying thing. They don't show the questions over here. So if you've already done it, some questions, and you're coming back and you want to skip to the question you haven't done yet, you can go to question 4 feedback and then hit try again. And that takes you to question 4, right? I know it's annoying. Right? The reason that is because they only list content pages and not question pages in the menu, but you can still navigate around it. Put in your answer. Oh, that's the wrong answer. The feedback page, okay. I can't do this, but I'm happy with my grade with the other ones. I'm going to skip to the end of the lesson. Now you've got a grade. When you see this, you know you've got a grade. Okay. All right, let's get back to the course page. All right, in order to do the bulk of the homework and quizzes in the course, you're going to have to use our textbook website, which is MyMathLab. But before we do that, first we're going to open up a day 1 access link. And when you do this, there'll be an access code and a link to the website. Copy the access code, right? Then go back to the page that you were at and click the MyMathLab link. Open Pearson, and it will take you to the course that you're supposed to register for, right? And you use that access code to register. You'll get to a place where it'll ask you for the access code. You click on a link and there'll be a set of boxes and you just paste what you copied in there, right? If you need help with this, please send me an email today. We'll set up a Zoom meeting. I can help out, right? But this is something that you need to do today. Classes have begun, register in this. And the other thing I want you to do today is the first activity. All right. All right. Let me do a quick review of my office hours right here. The pink ones are when I'm on campus in my office. The other ones are when I have classes. All right. Hold on. It hides some of the start here features. All right. These are all these things that you couldn't see until I clicked on it. You can see them over here. There's the syllabus right here. All right. This is a link to MyMathLab. And this is how the grades are determined. Exams are 40% of the grade. The homework in My Math Lab is 25%. It says My Math Lab quizzes. I'm going to change that to just quizzes because I have a couple in Moodle are 20% of the grade, and Moodle activities are 15% of the grade. Okay. All right. And then I have some more things that I tell you about late penalties. There's a 5% late penalty on homework and quizzes. On Moodle activities, my late policy is, here, let me show you the late policy in the syllabus. That I give you a week to do the Moodle activity, a whole week after it's due. And then if you don't do it by then, I'll submit a 0. But at the end of the course, when all the lessons have been completed, I'll have to go in by hand and regrade those, and those will have a 15% penalty, right? So it's a bigger penalty, but I have a whole week of flexibility, so it kind of balances out, right? Tests, I'm going to give 4 tests for the 4 modules, right? And there will be retests for 1, 2, and 3, right? Anyone can take the retest, but you can't get full credit. There's a 10% penalty on it, right? So do not think, well, I'm not going to take the test. I'm going to take the retest. Take the test. See what I'm asking you. Practice it. Even if you're not ready, take the test and then take the retest. Because when you don't take the test, you get a 0. The worst thing you can do. The worst thing you can ever do in a class is not even try. Right? One more thing. This class is different in conceptually in that a lot of math classes are about tasks. Do these problems, memorize these steps, do this assignment, do that assignment. This one is about learning to think for yourself and figure things out. Some ways that's going to be harder. Some ways that's going to be surprisingly easy because I'll use tools like Desmos so that you don't have to worry as much about all of the algebra and all of the algorithms and learning memorizing steps. If you're clicking help me solve this in the My Math Lab homework and memorizing steps, you're making your life twice as hard to get a grade that's about half as good as you could do when you learn to think for yourself. Okay. Let's see. Is there anything else that I wanted to do? One thing. Nope, that's it. Oh, I wanted to go to my, of course, I wanted to go to Pearson, My Math Lab. That's it for Moodle, though. Okay. My Math Lab, log in. Right. Right. Okay. Pretty basic. Assignments tab. You can also use the course calendar, but I like the assignments tab. It has the due dates and the assignment. Right. And they're all listed. Right. The homework. They're not long. This was one of the longer ones. Right, let's look at a question. This is the toughest one, I think. It's 6 or 5. No, it's 5. This is the toughest question. It's the most comprehensive where you get to all the skills, right? And there's multiple parts. It says part A, but you'll see that when you're done with part A, you move on to part B, okay? Now, I want to show you one other thing real quick. There are also on the assignments quizzes. On the quizzes, you get, let's see, a lot of attempts, right? It used to be 5, but students asked me for more attempts, so I've extended them, right? Do not put off taking the quiz till the due date because you won't get to use all your attempts and build on your mistakes, right? Mistakes are not bad. Failing is not bad. Our most successful, highest level math majors that we have are engineers. Engineers is built around screwing up and figuring out why. That's the whole field of engineering. So making mistakes and failing on a part of a question is just part of the learning process. Let go any sense that that's bad, right? That is not a bad thing at all. By the way, I just want to show you that the quiz, they show you all of them at once, right? But it's just like the homework, okay? There's a difference though. On the homework, you work problem by problem and you can rework them as you miss them. On the quizzes, you get one attempt to submit, right? So let me go to a quick one. Uh-oh, actually, let me just answer these. These aren't bad. And let me miss the last one. So when you miss a problem, first of all, it gives you 3 attempts for those answer boxes. Multiple choice, it might give you fewer than 3, right? You can click similar question and you can start all over and practice it again, and it keeps your highest score. Okay. All right, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm just going to wrap it up with that and wish you the best in functions and modeling.